Good evening. Welcome to Tender Loving Care with Dr. Greenbrier Almond. Tonight I'm sitting in for Dr. Greenbrier. I'm Dennis Cordes. I'm going to pinch hit for him tonight. And we want to thank Doctor for the airtime for this show. He's been very generous and very gracious. Tonight we're going to talk about a little bit about Channel 3 and Mountain State Video Imaging and how we serve the community and a lot of things like that, and how this station is can be used as a community access station, even though it's a leased access station. With me tonight is Carol Long from the Strawberry Festival and one of my former bosses when I was first hired into Channel 3. Carol?
That's true. I can remember when you did start with Channel 3 and we were up here next to the middle school. Channel 3 has a pretty good history. For those who don't know, it started out way back, I'm not sure when in the 80s, but I remember Dan Brown, who was very active in community involvement and really helped a lot of the things that were going on in time of flood, in time of emergencies. He was always there, and he was always there to try to feature things that were going on in the community. And from
Right.
Dan Brown, then it went, he was on Chancery Street, and then I think it moved over to what used to be the Shannon Building. The station was in the back there. And from there, then it moved up on the hill across from what used to be, a lot of people won't know, but a lot of them might, the Hall Stores. You come around the hill coming on Route 20.
I think that's an auto body repair
Yes,
shop now.
it is. And then I got involved in the late 90s. I was just looking through the television one day and I thought, there's not anything about our community on there. And you'd turn it to Channel 3 and all you would see would be the community bulletin board is what we call it. So I went to the radio station who owned it at the time. We decided to try some things, so we took the driver's ed building that was there at the middle school on that little parking lot.
I remember that. That's
Yeah.
when I came along.
And we just decided we would see what we could do, and we had all kinds of programming. And then it developed, and you worked with the MSVI. You might tell folks what that is.
MSVI stands for Mountain State Video Imaging. I started the company back in 2003 with the intention of giving it to selling it to my technician, Rodney, at some point in the future. 2 years later, that time came when we turned it over. Now I work for him instead of him working for me. It's a workable arrangement.
Well, that's the same. Rodney came as an intern when I started the station there at Tennerton, and now he has the station and works really hard. He's a good technician.
Oh, he is. He's a
And,
good businessman, a good technician.
And one of the things that Rodney's concerned about is to showcase our community. He would like to do more of that. And the only way to showcase your community is to have people on board to do it. You know, you do a lot of the veterans things.
I'll tell you what I do when you're done talking.
Well, you can talk. You don't have to let
I
me do all the
didn't want to
talking.
interrupt an important speech, you know.
Well, no, but both of us have just got a community spirit. We want to see things on television, and we do it. Really, I like to do it because of the shut-ins who don't ever get out of their homes and can't go out and see what's going on in our community, but we can go out and bring it right to their living room.
Right, we can, yes. I am a service-connected disabled veteran. I get paid out of your paycheck, and I want to make sure you get your tax dollars out of me, your money's worth. Therefore, I do county commission, city council, some school board meetings, all the veterans events, scouting events, you name it, I do it. Weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs usually, if you want, for free. That's my way of giving back to the community, to give you, the taxpayer, your money's worth on me. We now have a couple other remote cameramen like myself. One is Rick Edwards. He's doing county commission right now. He's just been elected to city recorder for Buckhannon. So I will be taping the city council meetings again, and I have no problem with that. That's a good thing to do. Serve the community,
I think it's very important to watch what's going on. We need more folks to go out to city council. So by bringing city council into your living rooms, at least you know what's going on. You know what's going on with county commission. You know what's going on with the Board of Education. But we would encourage folks who are watching, if they have a chance, to go to some of these meetings, because you can learn a lot, but you can also have some input. in the council and the
You can.
chamber. So it's important to be involved, and that's what you and I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I give my time. I'm a volunteer in a lot of different
You're a volunteer
things.
also.
Yes, I
That's
am,
good.
and I feel like the things that I do, I want to give back to the community that's been good to me.
This
You know?
community's been good to me.
And we have a very neat community. We have just all kinds of agencies that folks maybe would not survive if we did not have things like the Salvation Army and the Parish House and your veterans groups. And now I just saw it today. Maybe Channel 3 can go down and take some pictures for those who don't get out. Down on the Jawbone Walk, they have the Walk of Valor. All
Oh,
the
yeah,
different banners of some of our fallen heroes, some that have retired from the military. But there's a huge grouping of volunteers who have served in the military. That's what they do.
I
you know?
served in the good service. I was in the Navy. Don't fight me, folks.
Well,
I know.
I had a father who served in World War II, and I had a husband in Vietnam, and I had a son who spent 20-some years as an Army recruiter.
Okay.
So, you know, there's a lot of folks in our community who have served the military and done it well, and we want to make sure, with Veterans Day coming up, that we salute them and say,
No,
hey.
let me correct you. Memorial Day is
What did I
coming up
say,
this
Veterans?
weekend. Veterans Day. That's in November.
We'll talk
Well,
about
Veterans
that.
Day is coming up,
Yeah.
but it's a few months
No,
away.
it's Memorial Day.
Yes.
So that's something we might talk Rodney into going down and filming that for the folks that are home so they can see it.
I've already been notified to go to the Wyan Rock Cave this Saturday morning, and this Saturday morning, and tape the Memorial Day service from the DAV down there, DAV Chapter 36. Coming up in some future shows, which we're working on, we'll be taping the DAV building and talking with them for a half hour down there in French Creek. What do they call it? Carter, I think?
Carter's where it is located.
And we'll also be doing a program on the American Legion and everything they do, and another program on the combined Upshur County Honor Guard, which has veterans on it from the DAV, the American Legion, and the VFW. So those three programs are in the works right now. They're coming up. So.
Well, it's very important. Just like Strawberry Festival, you saw some of our honor guards there.
Yes.
And those guys work hard in the National Guard, and our veterans go out to a lot of funerals and do a lot of service to the community. So we want to remember all of the service that they provide for our community. And our community does have a lot of volunteerism, and
Yeah,
I
we
think
do,
that's
yeah.
important. And that's one of the things that Rodney's interested in. He would like to do more programming with various interests in the community. We could even bring back the business spotlight where we come into your business and showcase your business.
Also, in addition to what you're saying, if you've got an idea for a program out there, bring it to Rodney and let him work with you on it and enhance that idea and produce a program for you and the community.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you know, the neat thing now that happens on Channel 3, and I know from Strawberry Festival, last year I can remember getting a phone call from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and somebody said, "Boy, I enjoyed your program." And I said, "What are you talking about? I'm not there." And I said, "We saw it on YouTube. You were doing the Strawberry Patch." So you can go on to the YouTube by going on to CH3 on demand at .com.
That's
And-
www.ch3, stand for Channel 3,
Yeah.
www.ch3ondemand.com.
And that will get you into YouTube. You can pick up a lot of the events that we did last week on Strawberry Festival. I know that Rodney did the Horse and Carriage Parade, the Fireman's Parade, the Antique Car Parade, Junior Royalty
Rick and
Parade.
I co-hosted the Antique Car Parade.
And the Gospel Sing hasn't been shown yet, but that was a really good program, so I'm sure you'll get to see that as well. So any place in the United States, you can get YouTube,
Around the world, actually.
right, around the
If
world.
you've got relatives and have, say, soldiers or airmen in Afghanistan or anywhere else in the world, send them this address, www.ch3ondemand.com. And they can watch us and your hometown community on on YouTube.
And there's a lot of things. I think they maybe have even done some things, or maybe Rodney will come down and do some things at the park on Friday nights at Jawbone Park. That's a lot of good entertainment, and people have a good time there.
I've taped it a couple times myself, but only a couple.
And I'm sorry. Dennis and I are gossipy, aren't we? I was going to mention that how they could do something as
If you
far
have
as
an idea,
advertisement.
email.
Yeah. Well,
And you can read the address.
what I was going to say,
Right
there is a community board that Channel 3 does, and this is what I call the go-around, because it's just constantly, when there are no programs on, you will see all kinds of ads, you will see things from nonprofit organizations that are wanting to advertise what they're going to do for the public. So it's important that you send that information. If you want it on Channel 3 on the go-around or on the community board, you need to do it probably a week or so before you really need it. But you can go to office@msvi.com, and that's how you can get it to TV3. If you want more information about how to do it, you can call 472-0795. Again, that's 304-472-0795, and that will get you to the office. If they're not here, they do have an answering machine, and they will get back to you.
Oh, they definitely answer the answering machine during the day.
Right,
Or
right.
in the evening or so.
But there's just
Again,
all-
that email address is office@msvi.com. Now, the MSVI stands for, if I tell you, it might be easier to remember, Mountain State Video Imaging. That's what, so the email address again is office@msvi.com. Email Rodney and with an idea you've got for a program or a show, and he'll get back to you. We are always looking for new programming, good clean programming, of course. And bounce it off, Rodney, and see what he thinks of your idea. It couldn't hurt. And the community may just benefit from your idea.
That's true, and there have been a lot of programs that we've done in the past that have been an assistance to some of the organizations that do a lot of assistance to those in need.
Right.
So this is your station, folks. It's a community access station, which means it's focused on the community in which you live. Now, I know it reaches out to a few other communities, maybe in
think
Lewis County and possibly in Harrison County.
I think
so
we're
if
going
you,
as far north as Lost Creek, and I know we're in Weston.
So if you have some things in that area, that doesn't mean you can't come on. But most of the things that we do have on are from Upshur County, other than some of the biblical type programs. There's a lot of gospel programs that they have on. Local churches, they love to have local churches do their services and put them on maybe on a week's delay.
Sure.
We have some that do that. I know Chapel Hill does their cantatas that they do for the Christmas and Easter time. Other churches do that. Strawberry Festival has been very lucky to have the support of Channel 3. So we have filmed many, many things that come into your living room that have happened during Festival Week. We do the strawberry patches, and we do have sponsors for some of these things. And you know,
Well, we're
folks,
always looking for more sponsors.
that's a very important part of keeping this station going. You know, bring your advertising here. Find out how much it is to have it on for a month, or if you're going to do a special car show and you're a nonprofit organization, they can put that on
Sure.
for free. But businesses can put advertisement on, and businesses can sponsor some of the programs. I'm sure they'd like sponsors for city council, county commission.
In addition, if I may butt in, punch me if I'm butting in too much.
No, we're just talking.
We know each other, folks. In addition to what you're saying, if you've got a city council tape out there, let's say from Weston or Jane Lew or somewhere, and you want that on, call Rodney or email him and see if and when he can put it on. It won't hurt to have other city council meetings on besides Buchanan. Even though we are a Buchanan, Upshur County community station, It can't hurt because you are our viewers also.
True. And, I think it's been very beneficial. I watched them when they had all the different candidates. They had a forum with the candidates. One of the best things that I remember when I was working with Channel 3 was the time that we focused on 9/11. We had a panel and probably spent 2.5 hours with pastors, with counselors, and all different folks talking about how do we get through a national disaster like 9/11.
Yes.
So, it's a helpful thing when we're doing disasters, when we have floods. Who better to tell you where you can go and what you can do than having an access channel to depend
That's
on.
right. And we can get the accurate information to you if you give it to us first.
Right. But it's a two-way street. We need people to be active and involved. And if that's something that you think you might want to do, become involved with Channel 3. Maybe you like to film. Maybe you go out and do scenery. We have one gentleman that likes to go and film trains. So
Right,
they're on
that's
here.
right, Tom.
So, there are other things. There are folks who like to take pictures. Maybe we could do a picture show one evening with all kinds of photographs from all over the area.
Sure, that'd be great.
Maybe a trip to, and I'm not one that would want to go on that trip, but go to the New River Gorge and do some
Yeah,
scenery.
we could do that.
So there's
or
just-
Helvetia even.
Helvetia, I love the history of Helvetia, but Foshnot and some of the other things that they have
Fosh
there.
who?
Foshnot.
Gesundheit.
That's the burning.
Don't hit me.
That's the burning of winter.
The burning of winter.
Yes, that's called
Okay.
Foshnot. But there's all kinds of unique things that are going on in our community that we could zero in on if we had more folks that like to film, who would like to volunteer, because it is it's a very difficult thing to do, to provide this access channel when they do have to lease it.
Yes.
They lease it from the television.
We lease it from Southern Link Cable. And that means that the bandwidth that Southern Link provides for Channel 3 is a leased access channel. So that means we are a leased access station. We do have a little bit more control over what goes on the air than a community access station. As I understand it, the reason we are a leased access channel is because 35, 40 years ago or something like that, when cable first came out, there was a cable company that Southern Link is not a predecessor, not an ancestor, a child, if you will, of the original cable company. They approached City Council, and City Council said, yeah, you can have the Buchanan area if you provide City Council for free. Mm-hmm. And that's where we come in. That's why City Council will always be on for free. We also do county commission and school board meetings, and if we volunteer to tape them. We don't have to, we do, because we know people are interested in them.
Well, usually you have, through this cable system, you also have an access to a college. And West Virginia Wesleyan has an access, so they can do things from there. But that's totally different from Channel 3.
That's on a different channel. but they're
Community
good.
based. Yeah,
They have the potential for a lot of growth.
and that is more events and things that go on at the college.
Sure.
This particular access channel is community based. So that means we can do gospel sings, we can do parades, we can do city and county meetings, we can do anything that we have an idea that is within good taste.
Yes.
To come in, and it takes everybody. There might be somebody sitting out there this evening that just loves to do things, but they don't have the means to get them out into the community.
Right.
If you have a program that you're going to be doing, let TV3 know about it, and maybe they can come and film it.
Yeah, maybe we can. We can't make any promises, but yeah, if we have time and we have enough cameramen, yeah.
Well, and that's something that I'm sure Rodney would love to have, is some more folks that he could train, that he could say, oh, I can do two things tonight because I have an extra camera person.
If you think you might want to learn how to use a camera, a video camera, call us. We'll train you. We'll teach you. Then you can go out and videotape your own programming in a more or less a professional way.
And I also think it's important if you're sitting there watching us talk
Yeah.
that you get involved. And if you have an idea, maybe you don't want to do a program, but maybe you have something that you'd really like to know more about, or something that you think would be really good for Channel 3 to go out and film and to bring to the public. Give the station a call. Call and talk to Rodney. It's 304-472-0795. You can call me. I don't mind, and I don't think Rodney would mind if you
No.
can get me at home and want to talk about something. Hey, I have an idea. Do you think that TV3 would want to do this? But I also want to encourage some of those business folks out there. I have to tell you that Rodney is very fair in his advertising.
Oh, extremely fair. He's a lot
so,
cheaper than other stations.
You might want to advertise your store or your place of business, and you might want to do it for a month. You need your name and your address and your logo and maybe your hours, or a logo that says what you provide. They'll put it on the go around. If you would like to have somebody to come in and do
full-blown commercial.
well, you can do a full-blown commercial. That's true, and you do that through MSVI, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a partnering.
Partnering, yes.
But if you also
MSVI is the parent company.
Right.
So Channel 3 is a subsidiary, as well as, was it Brushstroke Ministries, I think. So
well, I know that
I know
Channel 3
they're associated with us.
Channel 3, I think, films and produces the Brushstroke Ministries.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of things that are available that maybe you don't know about. But now's the time to get involved in your community and find out how we can bring more things to those who are at home and can't go see them. And that's the thing that I'm interested in.
If you are interested in making a commercial or advertising on Channel 3, remember this. We are, in fact, worldwide on YouTube, and the commercials could be part of the program you sponsor. Again, that YouTube address is www.ch3ondemand.com.
And you know what? A lot of people are afraid to sit in front of a television. I guess it takes a couple of comedians like us.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you just talk to the person that you're talking with on the air and forget there's a camera rolling.
Yeah.
You know, I personally like to do it from start to finish without retaping. I think it makes it more natural, and people.
I do too, but you've heard some of my jokes.
Well, I don't want to hear any of your jokes today, Dennis. I hear them enough.
Yeah.
He gets real serious, and I think he's serious, and then he looks at me and said, well, that really isn't true.
Yeah. What was to let the viewers know what kind of sense of humor I've got? We were taping the Arts and Crafts Festival, and there was a sign there. Crafter had made something about, does your wife close her eyes when you kiss her? And I said, my ex-wife closed her eyes all the time. She couldn't stand to see me enjoy anything.
You better be careful. You know, we're on television around the world, so it's hard to tell.
Well, that's an old joke. I just put it to good use.
Well, I think we can have fun. I think we can be serious. We can bring issues before the community. Yes. We can bring enjoyment before the community. And folks, there's not a whole lot of places now that you can see good, clean programming.
That's
there
true.
There really isn't.
Let's talk about the upcoming programs for a minute.
Okay.
On the 29th, I'm going to be taping the DAV Chapter 36 building and interview the leadership down there. And that will air on the 3rd, January 3rd. And so we got that program coming up. And if you're a veteran that's interested in joining either the Disabled American Veterans, which is what DAV stands for, or the American Legion or the VFW, go to these organizations. The following week, we're going to be taping another half-hour program, thanks to Dr. Almond and his generosity. The basic story of the American Legion and what the American Legion as a nationwide organization does in relation to what our Post 7 does here in Buckhannon. We will be taping the people at Post 7, but we will be talking about programs that will be nationwide, American Legion programs that will be nationwide. The following week, I'm not sure what day we're going to tape yet, we're going to tape the Combined Honor Guard. And we can show you the Honor Guard. We're going to tape that at the VFW Hall. And the viewers can see just exactly what the Honor Guard does. do funerals, for example. We got the firing squad, the playing of taps, prayers, speeches, all set for the veteran. My late wife was a veteran, and she had a military memorial service in our backyard shortly after she passed away. And I've got that on disc. Rodney taped it.
Well, that's the other thing that you can do. If you have a wedding, or if you have some of the older tapes, they can be made into DVDs, and you do that with MSVI, right?
Yeah.
And
yes,
then
we do.
Going back to the veterans, having Memorial Day, that's coming up Monday. Isn't that normally
I
when you
believe
do
so,
it?
yeah.
You know, I would encourage folks to go out, and when they have these memorial services, whether it be at Rock Cave or over at Heavener Cemetery or wherever,
Or Mont Union.
or a parade, when they have a parade, I think it's important for us to go out and support our veterans. I was just absolutely so excited, I could hardly stand it, on Saturday when we had Randolph-Macon Academy from Virginia to come in to participate in the Grand Feature Parade.
I read their note in the newspaper.
We got
what a beautiful note.
We got a wonderful letter from the principal of that particular school, and he said, we have been to parades all over the United States. We have never seen people stand at the attention of
We
our
got a
flag.
time
And I
factor.
think that's important. We show our patriotism.
Yes, yes. Well, our time's about up, folks. Thanks for watching. Again, we want to thank Dr. Greenbrier Almond for letting us use his airtime for his Tender Loving Care show. And we hope to see you next week. Good night.
Good night.